about the furry fandom. They'll be discussing what a furry is, personas, furry artwork, furry conventions, fursuits, and how you can meet other furries in your area. Please join me in welcoming the Louisiana Furs.
Thank you for the introduction. How's everyone doing today? You ready for Panel-Terrebonne Comic-Con?
Yes.
Alright, so here we are, Furry Fandom 101. So this is our panel. We're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves first. I'm Max, I'm a yellow fox. My real name is Cullen. I live here in Houma. I'm a student at Nichols and Fletcher, and I'm also in Louisiana Ghostbusters. The Ecto LA4 truck parked out front is mine. And then we got two other panelists.
I'm Limbojack. I'm also Blake Leday. I'm a local artist from Houma, and I'm a recent graduate of Nichols State University.
I'm Shade Tyrant. My first owner's name was Austin, and circles we call them the cheeseheads. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm going to school in Delgado right now. Oh, and my family is like sitting right there. He's just videotaping me like there's no tomorrow.
And this is Leonard Fox. He doesn't talk much, but pretty much all we know, he's half orange. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. And I'm becoming artist. I'm trying to say some more.
Would you say he's
Orange ice cream.
Orange and cream.
Orange and ice cream, ice cream.
Alright, yeah. Anyway, so this is our panel, Furry Fandom 101. So we're going to go ahead and get started with what is a furry? So, anytime you go to a con, you're going to see all the cosplayers of the usual fans. You know, you got like Star Wars, superhero, Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, anime. Then you see these people walking around in animal costumes called furries, and you're like, what the heck is up with this thing? You probably think it's really cute. Oh, it's cute. Oh, that's weird. By the way, we are weird.
In a good way.
So, yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, in a very good way.
Oh my God, Dave's here.
So, what is a furry? To put it simply, furries are fans of cartoon animals that have human characteristics. So the word for this is anthropomorphic. So it means having human characteristics. Furries are fans of anthropomorphic animals. So, well-known example of a character like this would be Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, or more recent example, Zootopia. So the fursuits, the costumes you see, we'll get into all the details about the fandom later, but the fursuits are just the tip of the iceberg. There's like a whole lot more to the fandom than just this. It covers a broad range of things all centered around these characters. Oh, by the way, Alex, you're on this slide. You're on this slide, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go some brief furry history here. Anthropomorphic animals have been around as long as recorded human civilization. This is a statue called the Lion Man, the oldest anthropomorphic art ever discovered, but it dates to like 38,000 BC. But it's also the earliest recorded example of human imagination. Now, I couldn't share it here because it would have been too small, but someone actually posted a meme where it showed that it was the oldest artwork and the old example of human imagination, and someone commented, let it be known that as soon as humans developed the ability to imagine, they immediately invented furries.
Yeah.
So, the earliest recorded instance of the furry fandom as we know it today dates back to 1976. Back then it was called the Funny Animal Fandom, and it was mainly just a fandom centered around anthropomorphic animal art and comics and stuff like that. This is a drawing from a furry art collection from 1981. In 1985, at WesterCon in San Diego, two guests began hosting an annual hotel room party centered around funny animal art and comics, and they would have this party every year. Well, the second year they hold it, they advertise it as a furry party, and that's the first time the word furry was used to describe our fandom. So, in 1989, the party was expanded into an entire convention of its own. It was called Conference Zero, and it is widely regarded as the world's first ever furry convention. This is a picture from Conference 1993. And as you can tell, fursuits back then were really goofy looking, and not a whole lot of furries actually had fursuits. So, today the furry fandom is a worldwide phenomenon. You got members all over the world. They're like furry groups that have meetups and stuff in like every state in multiple countries. Like, there's furry conventions all over the world. So, so now you kind of got the basic idea of what a furry is. We're going to go ahead and hand over to Shade, and we're going to talk about some more details about the fandom. By the way, how many of y'all recognize who this is? Awesome, y'all are furries. By the way, how many of y'all already know what a furry is? How many of y'all are new to learning what a furry is?
I am one.
So I got you already in your hand, that's good. All right, Shade, take it away.
Okay.
Oh wait, by the way, you probably are going to have to go up and hit the arrow for each week's
Yeah. I kind of figured that. Okay, first off, to start with the furry fandom, you're going to first start making your persona. And what exactly is a persona? Personas, in short, are an original animal character you create to represent yourself in the furry fandom.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I just point something out? This guy's Zotis. He was supposed to be one of our panelists. He was so excited to come to this con, and he had to drop out last minute. I feel horrible for him. So towards the end of the panel, I would like us to all do like a special video for him. Is that all right with y'all?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
It's okay. But a persona is basically the character you choose to represent yourself in the furry fandom. And personas can be anything you really choose. And sometimes you will even like commission people or make your own art of the badge of your character. Like for me, I have Austin. For him, he's got Max. And you can even get like some fancy badge, like the ones Lamb has, the electronic ones. And like it's okay to have more than one persona. Like a lot of us here have like 3 or 4 personas each. Like I have like
one.
I have
This is
5.
good.
Of course you do.
Here, some of the most popular personas that we have so far are like or like foxes, there's angel dragons, there's wolves, dogs, normal dragons, cats.
Where's bears?
Sorry, they weren't on the top 5 list, but really, it could be any animal you want. Heck, the guy who runs the world's largest furry convention has a cockroach as a persona. By the way,
That's living
love of Hokage, big fan. Soccer racking again.
Generally, you want to have a ref sheet of your character, and you could like commission people to do that for you, or you could like work on it yourself, and since you know exactly how you want it to look. But a rough sheet will point out every single detail that you have on your persona, and make sure that it's drawn correctly and properly. Because if it's not drawn correctly, you will probably find yourself a little bit upset and like you spent all this money on something you don't like. Like some people, for instance, won't use real life personas though. But like for servers, they're not real. Like some people love dragons. Like I said, the angel dragon is like popular. It's like some people will do it from movies. Like as you see here, like someone dressed up as Nick Fury from Zootopia.
Nick Wilde. Nick Fury.
I'm just making a joke.
I'm kidding.
Avenger for one else.
Actually, no. We should call him Nick Furry. How about that?
That's what I was thinking.
I'm dying now.
Why you finish the red?
Now, we will give him more colors later. But there are even some from popular games. Like the most popular original species, like I said, were circles, angel dragons, there's foxes, there's even a crux and a volley.
Those were all species that aren't real life species. They're species people created entirely for the furry fandom.
Yeah, and like here, this was one of the famous YouTubers named Nico. Oh, and you could like go to his YouTube page and see like all of the furry stuff he posts there. And I will hand it over to who's the furry
Limbojack. Your turn.
Limbojack for furry art.
And while people are exploring their personas, sometimes they'll put the money in for a fursuit. But let's just to be simple with kids, fursuits can be very expensive. So sometimes there's other ways you have to raise the money up for it, whether it be for your job, and other times there's furry art. And it's the most prominent way that furries make money or express themselves. So, for example, I happen to be a furry artist. Skulls, our friend down there, is doing art at this moment. And we also have some other furries on this slideshow. For example, JL Werewolf, who does the Ask the Werewolves Q&A on Tumblr. There we go. And making money is usually done through commissions. And there's so many options to choose from. Whether it be your character requests, which is usually your character placed in a certain scenario, whether he's in a Spider-Man suit flying across from one side of the page to the other, whether he's dabbing, any scenario you think of, as long as it's legal. Character poses, of course, character poses. Character expressions, whether it's happy. Okay, really? You guys need to lay off whatever you're on. Anyways, character expressions, whether it be happy, sad, angry, or whatever they were on. Or reference sheets, just to get a hand of what your character would look like, and many more to choose from. And sometimes it doesn't have to be your persona. It can be other characters you've seen on TV, like these two sneaky foxes, up to no good. And we have many varieties to choose from when it comes to art. Traditional, digital, whether it be one character or many more. The possibilities are endless. Yes, and many people do an amazing job with their art. And trust us, you'll love the final result of your commission just as much as we'll love making it. Just like this commission of me and him, which was done by me.
Yeah, that's my persona, because I already told you at the beginning I'm in the Ghostbusters. That's my persona busting his persona.
Yep.
Oh, Lamb, you got your orange.
Hey, Lamb, you dropped your orange.
And most of the time, if you want an extra character in your commission, usually it costs a little more than usual. But just like it says at the bottom, you're not going to regret it. But it doesn't have to limit itself to just hand-drawn commissions. There's animation as well. Just like people who animate in traditional Don Bluth style, Disney, like Cosperry. Or Tony Croyknight, who does Halloween and Freddy's inspired animations, just like this one here when he has an encounter with it, and he took his hat. Hopefully it doesn't go like what you think it's going to go. Other people just take it to a new level. And go with 3D art, just like smashing renders. And people will also do full-length animations just for whatever time they have. Just like with regular art, animation is very time-consuming, and people can work hours just to put their work in. like it says, ain't no rest for the wicked.
All right.
So now I'm going to turn it over to Max on the fursuits.
So now here's the fun part. Fursuit. So the obviously the part of the fandom everyone recognizes. And so, simply put it, a fursuit is a cosmos persona. Again, how many of you recognize who this is? Yeah. They're very similar in design and construction to mascot outfits, except they're more detailed, more properly proportioned, and arguably less creepy. But I could argue that that's an opinion. My cousin is creeped out by fursuits, but he's the only person in my family who supports me as a furry. Most furries don't have fursuits, because like we were talking earlier, a lot of people can be into it for the harder stuff. Some can't afford a fursuit. Some are content without a fursuit. But, so you see the furry fandom, like we were talking about, is much more than just the costume. But, you know, the fursuits are the part that sticks out the most, the parts people love. So here are the types of fursuits. There's the partial fursuit, which is usually just, at the minimum, it would be just a head, or like a head and tail and hands. This is what mine is. Mine's a partial fursuit. Sometimes the fur will go like up the arms. Sometimes they'll have feet paws. I actually made feet paws, but I never got the chance to fur them because I was so busy putting this panel all together. A half or 3/4 fursuit. So you see this one, you got the fur goes past the feet, like up the legs, and all the way up the arms. And for some reason, this one doesn't have a tail. Like they're supposed to have. Normally they have a tail. And then there's also what's going on. There's also such thing as a 3/4 fursuit where the legs go all the way up to like the waist. I've got a friend in Lake Charles who has one of those. And then two more puppy furs y'all may recognize. But here's my day, by the way.
Nice. Of course he is.
Nice.
So you got the two types of full fursuits. These are full body ones. You got the full plantigrade and full digidegrade, but many people just say digigrade because it doesn't sound like it's stuttering. The difference between the two is that if you look at Nasaime here, his legs are like straight, just like on a human, while Majira has a digigrade fursuit, and his legs like curve outwards and looks like they're walking on their toes. That's actually what Laminar has. So it's much more animal-like. So what's it looking like? It's extremely hot. Like wearing a heavy jacket outside in July in South Louisiana. This actually causes, I'm doing my fursuits for the first time ever. This is my first time fursuiting, and I work in a hot warehouse, so I'm used to heat, but even I don't think I was prepared for this. You can only imagine what it's like in a full suit. But it brings smiles to everyone's faces. See, that's why we're here at this con. We want to make it fun for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Not just for the people who are furry, but for anyone who comes here. We got all kinds of characters here they'll love to meet. So how do you get a fursuit? There's two options. So option one is to commission a fursuit. Each option has its ups and downs. You can commission your fursuit, which is usually very expensive. On average, a partial fursuit goes for like $1,200, and a full fursuit's usually around $2,500. So they're very expensive. Or you can make your own fursuit. So it takes you a lot of money, but it won't be as professional unless you're an experienced maker. Now, Laminar his fursuit is commissioned from a professional maker. Onyx's fursuit was made by a local maker who lives in Baton Rouge. And mine I actually made myself with no prior experience. So commissioning a fursuit. So when commissioning a fursuit, there are hundreds upon hundreds of different fursuit makers out there. And of course, however often they're open depends on whether they're more of a small maker or a really popular maker. So the really big ones, they're usually only open for commissions like maybe 2 times a year, if even that. So they're only open like once a year. And they'll take a limited number of requests. So You send in a request to get a fursuit. You send like your persona reference, and they'll only select a certain few, and the rest get rejected. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty stressful. And then after you get accepted, you have to wait a long time for it to come in, like a year sometimes. Sometimes I even heard fursuits that I've gone long with. I think I heard one time of someone who commissioned a fursuit that had to wait 10 years to get it. But if you're patient and you have a lot of money, I'm commissioning a fursuit that, Onyx, what are you doing?
It's okay, I have something.
Are you writing swear words on the board? Are you writing butt? Not a nice word. Anyway, so making a fursuit can save you like thousands of dollars. Full fursuit made entirely from scratch, you can get for about $300. But like I said, if you don't have experience, it may not come out that good. But hey, if you want to just go for it. Like, I actually made my own because I couldn't commission a fursuit. I didn't have the money for it, and I had to like run the whole bill for my parents because they're completely against me being a furry. They don't even know I have this thing.
We got accused of being stalkers.
Thought I would fire them for a second. That was a very time-consuming process. Even I wasn't prepared for how long it was going to take to make this thing. Like, just the furring alone, just the head, took me like 3 weeks to apply the fur because I had to sew it all by hand and glue it on and everything and shave it all. It was a mess. So obviously there's a lot of process to making a fursuit, so don't rely on this tutorial. There's plenty of tutorials online. I'm just going to go over the basics. You start by carving out the base with upholstery foam and getting a brilliant fabric. Now, I did not carve out my base. I'll explain in a few slides what I actually did for mine. But if you want to start from scratch, you get your foam from brilliant fabric. And then you can add all the details except the fur, like the eyes, nose, and teeth. Actually, I added mine after the fur, and you can just do it whenever. Now, the hard part is actually furring it, because you gotta you can buy your fur from fabric.com, that's like the best source. You have to wrap your entire head in plastic wrap or masking tape, then put duct tape over that. Then you draw the pattern, cut it out with an X-Acto knife, transfer it to the fur, sew it together, glue it on the head. It takes forever.
But it's worth it.
And it's worth it. And then when you're done, you just shave all the fur, and you got a fursuit head. But that's just for the head. There's still tutorials making the paws and all. Now, just at the end of my panel, I want to give a product shout out. Like I said, I did not carve my fursuit head base. I actually bought a pre-made foam base. I spent an extra $100 on my fursuit to buy a pre-made foam base. Mine cost me about maybe $500 to make because I also bought a pre-made tail that matched my persona's tail perfectly. And I also bought some pre-made eyes and nose and tongue and teeth and all. Well, not teeth, and they got stolen out of the mail, so I never got them. But this product, it's $100 off of Etsy from Stuff in the Studio. If you don't have experience making a fursuit and you want to have a really good looking one, you don't want to pay an extra $100, I highly recommend this product. All right, Limbojack, your turn again. Furry conventions.
All right.
Yes.
And now here comes the fun part. Thank you. So now we go to the fun part where we get into furry conventions. Just like this one, but with a lot more furries.
Actually, you've ever been to MechaCon? Imagine MechaCon, but with all furries. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much just like he said in his other statement about personas and the furry fandom as a whole. It started way back in the 1970s and 80s in small parts of the country. And then it expanded to a worldwide phenomenon. And just to list a few conventions, Jeremy, we have Midwest Fur Fest in Chicago, Illinois, which was a fairly small con, which is now reported to be one of the biggest fur cons in the world.
It's the biggest. It is the biggest.
Then we have Texas Furry Fiesta, which is coming in March in Dallas, Texas. I also forgot to mention that right around the end of November, beginning of December, the Midnight Fur Fest is going to be starting around that time. And AnthroCon, which was formerly the biggest fur con out there, they're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
AnthroCon's like so popular, it like shows up in the local newspapers all the time. Like people in Pittsburgh love furries.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And they'll definitely love you more because you've got the black and yellow Steelers colors.
Yeah, they're nice.
And then there's Furry Weekend Atlanta. And lots more. We're hoping that one day we get a furry convention down here in New Orleans, but we're just not sure with how the city's going to portray that, plus their anti-mask laws.
And furry cons are really expensive to put on.
Definitely. But on the other hand, we'll get into the money aspect in a moment on the positive side. Furry conventions, there's a lot of fun things to do at these places. Okay. Many things to do, especially fursuit games, fursuit parades, where people just walk around the convention and some of the city streets in their fursuits. We also have dance competitions. We interact with people, whether it be through creative or business discussions. And not to mention, there are a lot of parties, especially parades. There's one time at MFF, it snowed a lot there, and pretty much everybody who was in their fursuits or not, they just got out there and just had a snowball fight. And there's also panels that you get to see periodically at the cons, especially like this one, and many more. Especially, there's one con, I think it was AnthroCon, where they did a furry version of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And plus, just like what Max said about charity work, about the money, we also do a lot of charity work. And in 2017 alone, whether it be for the Humane Society, any animal organization, or even St. Jude, we raise a lot of money for charities. And honestly, in 2017 alone, Midwest Fur Fest, Midwest Fur Fest raised about $85,000 worth of charity. And AnthroCon raised about $300,000. And we have pretty much a headless lounge for if anybody's sweating their tails off. There's a place where you can sit down, cool off, have a drink of water. Pretty much what I said here, but it's only for fursuiters and handlers. And dance competitions are nuts.
Oh, Lord.
Just like last year.
That's actually a video, but I don't know if we have time to show it.
Oh,
Don't have time to show it. I know, you could probably show like a minute. Oh, wait, this guy's got like, wait, just click the video and it'll play.
Yeah,
You can just show like the first minute of it. Shows you like kind of what a dance competition is like at a furry con. Not working, is it?
It's not working.
Ah, forget it then.
This guy's name is Hogwash, and he's pretty much awesome.
He's actually got two fursuits that are identical except the colors are inverted. Alright, so we have about 15 minutes for a Q&A. So, do you have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where can I buy one of those at?
You must have missed the section. You got like $2,000? Now, well, our friend Trashy Two Fox is filming this. He's going to put it on YouTube for us, so you can go back and watch the video if you need to. We explained on the section of fursuits where you can get costumes like this. Anyone else? Anyone else have any questions? Well,
I understand.
if you finish on this time.
Onyx, make one feet. Sorry.
Oh well, so guess that's all the questions. Now, we're just gonna finish with this quick section. Yeah, it's him. And by the way, that one's Skull, she's downstairs selling art.
Yeah.
And that's Noctro, that's the fursuit maker in Baton Rouge I was telling you about, who made Onyx's fursuit.
And
Downstairs.
So how many of y'all, like I said, how many of y'all are furries who are here at this con as regular guests, not just the Louisiana furries? How many of y'all are furries who are at this con as guests? So yeah. Well, if you're a furry and you want to meet other furries in your area, we are, like I said, we are a group called Louisiana Furs. It's just a group of furries all around the state. We get to like hang out and stuff. So stay in touch via a messaging app called Telegram. Now, if any of y'all are furry and y'all are interested in coming to one of our groups, take your phone out right now and get a screenshot of this. You download the app from the App Store, and then this is the link to our Telegram chat. You would put this in your internet browser or something. If that doesn't work, if that doesn't work, this is my username. You can just get Telegram and just send me a PM of that, and I'll give you the link to our group. And that's how we get our group and we plan our meets. So
that picture is downstairs.
So our group, we have monthly fur meets in the New Orleans area. So our founder of the Louisiana Furs Group, Black Wolf, he's been in the family for like 20 years. He's the founder of our group. He hosts different fur meets like the second Saturday of every month in the New Orleans area. So there'll be a variety of stuff. Sometimes it's like laser. Oh yeah, we got like bowling, stuff like bowling, laser tag, picnics. But also every Friday they eat at a sushi restaurant in Netherlands. So we actually have weekly furries. So no questions? Oh, wait, what?
Discord group?
No, I don't know if we have one. I don't do
We should make one.
I think we do. I think we do.
All right, I don't have the information on it. However, when you're in the Louisiana Furs Group, anyone in the group can start their own fur meet. So we got the official fur meet, but we also got unofficial ones. This is an unofficial fur meet that I started here at Panelist Comic Con. Now, what you would do is, there's like a Google Drive form you gotta fill. You just fill it out with like the name of the meet, the location, everything, and you'll send it in and you message Black Wolf on Telegram and tell him, hey, I filled out this fur meet, and they'll put it on the calendar for you. So pretty much anyone can start their own meet. And boring, more exciting. So I guess that's about it.